Yes, thank you,
Thank you.
Chair Burns, esteemed members of this committee. I'm going to make a couple of follow-on points. I mean, first of all, we'd be fine with a pure cleanup bill. There are a couple of sections here, like Section 10, Section 12, having to do with the absentee ballot, printed language on the applications, extending the time for people to report the denominator of the ballots. We think that makes a lot of sense. Generally, as a North Star for elections policy, this go around, we believe it should, either cognizably improve the voter experience or cognizably improve the lives of local elections officials. I think there's a lot in here that makes it tougher. Local elections officials have been asking for something to be done about challenges, but not something that makes them more likely. There's one point I wanted to address. There was a difference between temporary forwarding and permanent forwarding. When it comes to Senator Mallow's brother, if he's in college for 4 years, temporary forwarding just goes for 6 months, and you can renew it once by filing another, and then it goes for 12 months, and that's it. The solution in his situation would be the permanent forwarding. It would be very difficult for his brother to be dragged in front of a county local board to answer to a hearing if that's his situation. I mean, it's a logical situation, and the exceptions don't cover his situation. Line 386 that has to do with establishing a risk limiting audit for primaries and the elections. Primaries are much more likely to have the runoffs. I hope we do something about the general election runoffs, but the primary runoffs might stay. It's very difficult within that 28-day period to run a risk limiting audit and prepare for another election. So we would recommend not going that way. In general, again, we hope that local elections officials and their thoughts here are the North Star for making these policies. There's a couple sections that are good, and many of these that make their lives harder, and we would encourage not advancing them in this session. Maybe studying them for a year, but moving this would make folks' lives more difficult. We have a new voter registration system in Georgia.
Thank you for your input.